Hey guys, it's Dr. Justin here from Next Level Health Center. I'm making this quick video because my Zoom call did not record very well. The sound was terrible, so I'm making this quick video for you about the Q&A, what the Next Level Retreat is all about. So there's been a lot of questions, and I've had to answer a lot of questions. There are a lot of similar questions that I've had. So obviously there's been a gap in my communication to what you need to do and the next step. So I created this amazing, couple minute video, talk about the Next Level Retreat with some beautiful music, what's all included in the Next Level Retreat. And the purpose of it was to intrigue you to click and learn more. And so if you clicked on the link, you got sent to a page. Inside that page was to fill out a form to schedule time to talk with me, because I can't take on everybody at this retreat. I only have spots for 10 to 12 people at these retreats, and I have to pick the people that I feel like would be best that work together, because it's going to be both a group and one-on-one in there, because we know that both of them are required for healing. Yes, you heard that right. So you need both one-on-one and you need a group inside to heal properly. So I built that, and it's built out, and it's throughout the whole entire 1 week Next Level Retreat inside here. So you're gonna work one-on-one with me, you're gonna have some one-on-one time with my wife, and you're gonna also do some group stuff with the people inside the group, because a lot of people struggle with the same stuff, and we need support. We need friendships, and we need accountability partners, and that's what we're gonna find out inside the Next Level Retreat program. It's so cool. I'm just so pumped and excited to talk about this, and I hope I portray it enough and share with you enough that it's like, okay, this is what I need. So by the end of this, I hope you know that if this is right for you, to go ahead and click on the link down below inside this video, down in the comment section or up top. You'll probably be in both of those places. Just click on the link, schedule time to talk with me. You'll fill out a little bit of a questionnaire. If you have labs, I want to look at your labs, see where you're at, so I can make accommodations for you, because I'm going to be buying some food before the retreat. So yes, all food is covered. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner is all covered at the retreat. You're going to come and stay at my house. Yep, my house. You're going to stay at my house for the retreat is 5 days. Sometimes people need to stay 6, 7 days, somewhere around there. So you're going to stay at my house for that amount of time, where you're going to be able to experience what I normally do. And that's why I felt like we had to cancel our other one, because I need you to come home and experience what's like working with me at my own home, so you can kind of feel like, okay, is this legit? Is this real? Is this just some like retreat thing? No, I want you to come and like look over my shoulder and see, what does Dr. Justin do to get better and to stay better and keep things moving forward. So you're just going to be there. So we're going to be diving into some cool stuff. So I'm going to kind of give an overview of what the Next Level Retreat is, and so you can get a better clear of what to expect and what's going to happen at the retreat. So the very first thing is on Monday morning, where we're coming and doing an exam. We're going to be looking at 4 main areas. So we're going to be looking at nutrition, exercise, X factor, and thought. Hence the word next level. Some of you guys have been with me a long time. You already know that's kind of been the foundation of what we've been built. But I've broken down those 4 things again into another word, right? So NEXT stands next, hence the word's next level. We've broken those 4 things down into spiritual, emotional, nutritional, structurally, and energetically. So each one of those, so nutrition has a spiritual component, has an energetic component, has a nutritional component, has a structural component, and it has all like an emotional component. Like we have all of those that need to be addressed with each one of those, and it was really hard to do that on a day-to-day visit, even through videos. So we felt like these retreats would be the best way to dive into this. So we're going to talk about how all these things relate to each one of those areas, and that's what's really cool is we dive into that. So we're going to do an assessment. We call it our Core 4 assessment. We're going to be diving into each one of these areas. So in nutrition, we're going to be looking at what's your body doing right now, what's it showing us, what's it telling us right now nutritionally that you're doing to it. If you made some massive changes, your body's doing amazing that way, awesome. We'll support you in that. But like I said, we're going to look at what organs are struggling. We're going to look at what muscle tissues are struggling. At a cellular level, what's going on? Is your body able to detox and not able to detox? What foods are your body having reactions to? And why are they having those reactions? What do we need to do to fix those reactions? We're going to find out, do we need to do some supplementation, or can we do it with just food? My goal is food over supplementation. If you ever met me, I'm big on food over supplementation. But sometimes we have to do supplementation. Until it takes you a long time to change your lifestyle. And people don't like that. I tell people, you're on these supplements sometimes as long as it takes you to change your lifestyle. And they're like, but the goal is we're going to help you create a program for that too inside at the retreat. It's going to be so fun. So we're going to dive into all of that. We're going to find out what your body's struggling with, all the things. We look at old labs. If you sent me some, we'll be doing all that. So I'll customize that whole nutrition program for you. So when you leave this retreat nutritionally, you're going to know what emotional triggers you're having, how to fix it, how to handle it, to get rid of them. Hopefully they're going to be gone by the time you leave the retreat. Sometimes people like to hang on to these old patterns. I don't know why you want to hang on to these, but The goal is to let them go and having a pathway to let go. People think, I just have the time to process it. You don't need time. You just need to let it go. Right? So you're gonna walk away with a 4-week personalized nutrition meal plan for that season. You're gonna walk away with a supplement program, what you need to do, supplements if we need any. You're gonna know what foods to eat, what foods to avoid. All that's gonna be incorporated in there, and how to implement it in your home. That's the big key. Like some people have picky husbands, picky kids, picky spouse, whatever it might be. We're going to teach you how to do that. And we're going to do that over breaking bread. I love that. What we're going to do is you're going to come that first day, later in that evening, you're going to come in and I'm going to shop for all the food, but you're going to help me meal prep. Yep, yeah, that's right. You're hearing right. You're going to help me meal prep on Monday afternoon for the rest of the week. So I'm going to show you how to meal prep to save you so much time, energy, and money in buying groceries. I promise you it will save you, because groceries are going up, nothing but up, right? The cost is going up. So I feel like I need to share this with you. Most people don't realize how important cooking is to healing. They just think it's something they do. It's just something that they just have to do. It's annoying. It's bothersome. They have all these other important things to do. People don't realize how therapeutic and healing cooking your food is. And the energy you put into your food and the love you put into your food reaps back out to you inside your nutrition. So whatever you put into your food, you're going to get out of your food along with all the nutrients. So the thing is cooking your food, the smells, the flavors, the digestion, everything starts by cooking your food. And you're going to be able to experience that here. So you're going to be able to cook with us. We're going to have a good time. We're going to sit around the table. We're going to laugh. We're going to giggle. We're going to cry. We're going to have emotional breakthroughs. We got these notions about what nutrition is, what it isn't, what we should, what shouldn't be eating, all these things. It just gets so overwhelming. And then we have these old patterns that we were raised with, and these old comfort foods and these cravings and all these things. We're going to get to the root cause of these as we eat. I said there's no better place than over your food, going into and having all these emotional stuff come up, and how to implement it with your wife and yourself, and the hurdles that you're having and what's the struggles, and all that stuff's going to be done at meals. It's going to be so cool, especially during dinner meal. And that's my favorite meal to do it, because at night in Chinese medicine, that's when the emotions are the highest. And so if we tap in, that's why people are emotional eaters at night. They sit in front of a TV and they eat popcorn, ice cream, whatever they do. They eat all that stuff at night because there's an emotional component to food that they're trying to fill that emotional void. And we're going to teach you how to get rid of that void, and that you don't have to have that craving anymore, and that it's possible to live your life. So that's going to be part of the nutrition part. So we'll feed you breakfast, lunch, and dinner all 5 days. It's going to be so fun. I promise you, you're going to be like, the food's going to be delicious. It's going to be seasonal, and fall is one of everyone's favorite meals. It's got so many colors and flavors. It's going to be like amazing, right? I'm already looking. My wife and I are creating the menu right now, and we're like, can we have this now and just eat it for the next month straight? Like, it's so good. It's going to be so good. If you know anything about my cooking, it's going to be amazing. My wife's cooking, it's going to be amazing. And then now you're going to learn how to do it, right? All that cool stuff. So that's going to be nutrition. So by the time you lead the retreat, you're going to have a meal plan. You're going to know what foods you're going to have to eat, what foods you're going to have to avoid. I like to say have to, but I guess you could choose to. You're going to know what supplements we need to go, what organs we need to support. All that emotional breakthrough is going to be gone. So you're going to walk away with that whole, okay, I can handle this. We're taking you out of your environment, and we're going to have you look at that aspect of your life, nutrition. Where's been the struggles? Where have you got the blocks? My mom, I'll give you one for me. That was a big one when I did a lot of this stuff. My mom used to pull out a scale, put the bowl on the scale, zero it out, put her food in, and she'd weigh her food. I'm like, really? Is that really what God intended us to do, is to weigh out our stinking food all day long? I think it's ridiculous. I want you to get nutrients. And we're going to show you how to get the best nutrients for your body to heal. Building blocks. And when you follow this program, if you don't believe me, if I give you this meal, if you get your meal plan and you start putting in these little apps and they tell you what grams, proteins, carbs, all these things you get, minerals, you're going to realize that it's going to be the most balanced meal just using what I teach you, that you don't have to count calories. Cool part about that, right? If you love counting calories, be my guest. I don't. I've done that path before. I don't like counting calories. Next part is we're going to dive into exercise on day 1. What is going on inside your body? What is your body doing? Can it move? Can it not move? Is it struggling? What are the joints doing? Are the joints locked up? We're going to look at movement, flexibility, recovery. We're going to look at all of these things because we got to know what your body needs, because movement is nutrients for every cell, every joint, every part of the brain, the gut. Everything needs movement. The cells vibrate. That's movement. There's a vibration. There has to be movement inside there. It might be you sitting there and moving your body as you do vibration. Like, we're going to find out where you need to start to heal the body, because we got to heal joints, we got to heal tissue, we got to heal the gut, and we got to heal the brain. And the easiest, simplest way is exercise. I know when I think exercise, people are like, oh, I just want to throw up. Exercise is miserable. It shuts me down. I can't function. We're going to find out what exercises we need to do and what to start with. And then the progression that we need to move through to get you where you need to be. Because there's always a great starting point that's not going to shut you down. It's not going to put you on your bed for 5 to 7 days or even a week or month, because I've heard that before. I don't want that for you. But we know there's certain things the body needs, and movement is one of them. So you're going to be doing a power hour with me every morning, starting on Tuesday. We're going to be doing exercises every morning, early in the morning. You're going to work out with me. We call it power hour, where we dive into exercise, we dive into mental component, and then we do a spiritual component in an hour. We get our body and mind reset for the entire day. I'll have you guys experience that with me as you come to my home and experience power hour with me. But then at the end of the week, you're going to walk away with a 91-day exercise program that you can implement. 91 days that you can go home and you can start implementing. And most of the time, you're only going to need a few weights, if you have those, or just a few bands. That's all you're going to need to use at home to get the results that you're looking for. It's going to take you about 20, 30 minutes. I say 30 minutes because you got to have cool down and all that stuff, but 20 to 30 minutes of exercise about every other day. Every other day. So 3 to 4 times a week, you're going to be doing the exercise that I show you. Then you're going to have some other exercises that you're going to do to keep things working. Because not only does exercise help, it's essential for health. Okay, it's essential to get your life back. It's essential. Okay, that's what we do. So we got nutrition, now we got exercise. Next one is X Factor. This is why people come, because I could do a lot of that stuff. I could do exercise, I could do that all virtually. But a lot of people like that hands-on connecting that way, which is, I love doing that. But this is why people are going to come to the retreat, is for my X Factor. X Factor is when we look at how your brain communicates to your body down to a cellular level, and then from a cellular level back to your brain. We want to know, how is that communicating? And this is, like I said, most people don't realize that hormones start in the brain. The gut communication starts in the brain. The autoimmune miscommunication starts and ends in the brain. So we have to fix the brain. So if we want to be autoimmune disease, we have to restore communication from the brain to the body and the body back to the brain. If we want to heal the hormone system, we got to go and tap into the communication system and the hormone system. And then where it goes, we're going to reset that communication through hormones and neurological through the brain. And then we're going to dive into the gut. We have to heal the gut. The gut's called the second brain, not the first brain. It's the second brain, because we have to work on the gut too. Because the gut, those things have a lot of information. Like if you look at the gut nerves going back to the brain, there's more nerves going back to the brain than there's from the brain down to the gut. And people are like, so it must be way more important. I look at them, I said, no. It's not more important. I'm not saying it's not important. I said, but it's just like having a business. So the brain is a CEO, and it sends information down to the gut, and like it filters through the communication. So it goes from the CEO to the managers to the associates, like as it goes down, and then they do all that stuff. Then it comes back. Did the thing get done? So that's how it goes back to the brain. So that's how it correlates and communicates that thing. So I'm not saying that the gut is not important. We're going to be diving into the gut big time in nutrition and exercise and in X Factor. We're going to reset all of that. We're going to restore the peristaltic wave. We're going to do some organ adjusting, digestive. We're going to help your body start opening pathways to detox. So by the end of this, you're going to have detox pathways open there if that's possible. We're going to reset the hormone pathways. We're going to reset the heart, which is known as the little brain. You probably didn't know that, right? The little brain, the heart's the little brain. And guess what they put out there a couple years ago that has affected people's bodies? Good old COVID, right? It's stored inside the brainstem, which is a brain problem. People don't realize that it's affecting the brain, because guess what? We're losing taste and smell. Those are nerves in the brain. That's a brain issue. And people are like, oh, I just lost my taste and smell. It's not a big deal. No, it means you're having brain damage. And this is why people are having these long COVID or these issues, because that part of the brain has not been fixed. And we're going to address that at this next level retreat. That's a huge thing that has never been addressed in a deep way. Like, yeah, you may have got some taste back. Things don't taste as good as it used to. That's because it hasn't been fixed. And that's what we're going to do, is we're going to put this virtual reality headset on you. We're going to do 10 tests on that. We're going to be looking at how the brain communicates to itself, how it communicates to the body, and body back to the brain, where the weak links are in the brain, and what exercises that we need to do to fix that part of the brain and restore that communication. Because I remember when I was in med school, chiropractic school, pre-med, we were taught that once the brain's damaged, it can never get better. But now the new thing of neuroplasticity, which is huge, and the medical profession is trying to take it and do it with the drug and force it. Anyway, we won't go into that detail. But we can change the brain pathways. We can restore communication pathways in the brain. Things that were underdeveloped, we can start triggering them to get them to be developed. It is so amazing. We're just scratching the surface of what the brain can do. We know that the brain now produces insulin. What? We never thought that was possible. We only thought it was through the pancreas, but the brain can produce insulin. Like it's just amazing. Like we're doing it. If you met me and you know things keep changing, like, well, you said last time I talked to you a couple years ago this, and I said, well, isn't that cool how things change and God so reveals things to us that awaken us to the possibilities of what we need at this time. Like, our parents were raised that margarine was amazing and butter was bad. Now we're going back to say like, hey guys, throw that margarine crap away. It's like close to plastic, and let's start eating some real stuff. You know what I mean? Like the real butter, real lard, real fat. Like that's what our body is craving. Get it? Okay. So we're going to be diving into those. So we're resetting those things. So that's on Monday. We're doing a full assessment on Monday. So on Tuesday, I'm going to hook up to this thing called Neuro Infinity. So this thing allows us, so we hook up things on around your ears, behind your head, on top of your head, around your shoulders. We're going to look at several different biomarkers, what your body is doing. And so as I adjust you, we're able to see the brain waves change right there as we do it, making sure we're getting the changes in the brain that we got checked on Monday. Make sure we're getting those changes in the brain, and the brain's awakening, it's moving, it's progressing. It's going to be so cool to see this, like, whoa. So that's what's going to happen on Tuesday. So that way we know what your body needs every single day. So that's what's cool. And then the thing is, one of the questions I get asked all the time is people are like, whoa. So you're going to be like, in this X Factor area, you're going to be like adjusting me like 2 to 3 times a day? Isn't that like overkill? Aren't you going to like overstimulate me when I can't function? And I said, well, most of the time when I adjust people and I really shift their brain, they haven't been in a while, they shut down for a while. They shut down, meaning like they get tired, they want to go home, take a nap. I remember this one guy's like, I'm good. He goes home and he like supposed to go back to work after lunch, and he slept for like, this is my office, he slept all the rest of the night. The whole rest of the day through the night because his body had to shut down and heal. But the thing is we now have tools that I learned over the last 3 years to calm the brain and promote healing and the recovery faster. So we can do these on top of each other and get better results so we don't overstimulate them. But we also know there's different levels of people that come into my office. There's overactive, there's underactive, there's overstimulated nervous systems, and everyone gets treated differently. You might have less tense adjustments at the beginning and then more at the end, and you might have more intense at the beginning and less at the end. You might have it kind of filtered intense and it goes throughout the end. It all depends on what the state of your nervous system is that we find on day one, and it's all customized. Not everyone's going to get the same thing ever in my office. You don't ever get the same thing. You're not all going to get the same therapies. You're not going to get the same thing. You're never going to get that. Everyone gets what their body needs and their body requires for healing, and you're going to love it because we give this little bit of gap. We know that if we start accumulating adjustments and therapies on top of it, so say we adjust, we get that balance. But become like, oh man, that was an amazing adjustment. I feel so good. And then like they start to slowly start drifting away, and then they get adjusted. Like, oh, okay, I feel a little bit better. And that's what we did over 4 to 6 months is we adjust you, then you go back down here, and then we adjust you, you get, you know what I mean? So we shorten that gap, that we call it range of adaptability. So towards the end of the 4 to 6 months, you didn't need me as often. What we found out is in this 5-day challenge, this 5-day retreat, we were able to change that so much faster that we could do it in 5 days. So every adjustment we accumulate, so by the end, you're like, that gap is really like here. Like there's really no change, adaptability. Your body can handle life when it throws at you. And that's what's really cool about the next retreat. So in X Factor, we're going to reset your nervous system. We're going to reset your hormone system, and we're going to reset your gut. That's what we're going to do right there. And then we're going to show you the brainwave change, and we're going to look at what brain exercise we need to do, and we're going to give supportive therapies, how to do them. And part of the X Factor is we're going to teach you how to do those at home. Cool part, right? You get to teach that. So at the end of the week, you know exactly what you need to do at home, and we're going to redo these tests to show you the changes that we made in the brain. Now I'm going to feel them. You're going to see them, and then we'll make some tweaks if we need to, and then you're going to be going home to use these to keep that pathway open and to make this a new integrative habit. It's just repetition. Okay, because sometimes every time you start something new, it's going to be harder, but the more you do it, then it becomes easy. And then once it's done, your brain's balanced. You're done. You don't have to keep doing those exercises. That's what's cool part about this. So then the last area is thought. Thought is a huge part because most people have no idea where they want to go, where they want their health is. Is it even possible to get better? Can I even do this? And I tell them, God is all powerful. If it is his will and your wills combined that you need to get better, you can get better. And most of the time, God wants you better because you have gifts and talents to get you there. So what we do is we're going to say, where are you at, where you want to go. We're going to create a step-by-step program to get you there. There's going to be some blocks and emotional things that we're going to have to cover because I need to share this with you. So a patient came in today and she says, hey, Dr. J, I just want to feel better. I said, okay. So if you're on a scale of 0 to 10, where you at? She's like, oh, I'm in like 8. I'm like, so if I got you a 5, that means you're feeling better, right? She goes, no, I want like all the way better. I'm like, oh, you want all the way better. So what does that look like to be better, like, or all the way better? And she's like, oh, she kind of like scratched her head and she kind of looked at me and she's like, I don't know. I'm just tired of this. And I'm like, I get it. You're tired of it. But guess what? You can heal. And you can get better, but we have to let your body and your mind and your spirit know what you're looking towards and have them all unify together to get that goal. And that's what we do in thought. So we're doing like guided meditations, we're doing deep dive blueprints, we'll do breathing things, we're going to do some breakthroughs. We're going to start getting rid of all that junk you've been carrying around, and we're going to let it go so you can now heal. And like I said, part of that thought process is taking you out of your environment, looking at what your environment's doing, how it's stressing you out, what to do to fix it, and we're going to create that game plan. So you're going to walk away with a game plan of what to implement at home. Like I said, we're going to be doing labs at the end. We'll be doing some labs at the end of the program, the retreat. And then I'll be meeting with you about 5 to 7 days, probably 7 to 10 days. That's how long labs get. So 7 to 10 days after, I'll be meeting with you again virtually, and I'll be talking to you on the phone or through a camera, whatever you prefer, and we'll go over your labs. We'll talk about what your labs are telling us. And then we're going to go into dive into how's the implementation going at home? What's the struggles? What's something that you didn't foresee, or what's going on? What's the struggles? I want to make sure you help you implement that at home. We call it the implementation call. When we started adding these in at the end of our retreats, the results just skyrocketed. Because when you go home, sometimes you get hit with a brick wall and people haven't changed like you have during that week. Yeah, people haven't changed really long that week, but you have. So you're going to go home and you're going to be that catalyst. You're going to be that example. You're going to be that shining light for them to move to. And guess what? You're going to ruffle people's feathers when you get home. But guess what? Cool. You now give them an opportunity to change their life, and you can now help them what you're going to learn at the street. So part of the thought process is we're going to be teaching you and training you all through this process of what to do to get better. So by the end of this retreat, you'll have all the tools, information, and knowledge to keep growing your health year after year. But our whole goal is to reset the body. So the next level transformation retreat is we transform all those 4 areas and then give you the best possibilities. So it's like kind of, my wife gave me this analogy. She wanted me to share this with you. The retreat's kind of like braces. You have teeth that are all gnarly, all twisted and everything. You put braces on. They straighten pretty quickly. If you watch someone who's got braces and they tighten them and they tweak them, they get straight pretty quick. But why do you have to be in braces 2 to 3 years? Because muscles have to heal and all that stuff. So they keep that tension on there because they have to try to change stuff, right? They have to change the way your body holds, and ligaments heal, and chance for those to heal and recover, because you know it takes 12 to 18 months to fully heal tissue that's been damaged, but we know it gets some massive changes. But that's why we give you stuff to do at home, because that's like wearing the braces. That's like wearing the retainer after your braces are off. So we're going to come to the retreat where you're going to put braces on. So that's going to be your 2 to 3 year process. And then you're going to go home and you're going to wear the retainer. That's going to do your home therapy that you're going to get at the end of this whole thing. So it's going to be amazing. So like I said, the questions I asked was this going to overstimulate me? No, we have methods and processes inside to not overstimulate you, to let your body process. If it's just you need to go lay down and rest, that's why you're staying at my house and you're going to have a bed to sleep in. So if you need to rest and take a nap, that might be part of the healing process. Then you're going to go home and take a nap. You're going to take a nap, right? That's the big thing there. I already talked about the features and benefits you're going to be getting. I tell people all the time, like people fly down to Mexico for those retreats. People are like, oh, that's 5 days is a long time. I'm like, well, you could draw it out 4 to 6 months. That's like a long time. And I'm shifting away from the 4 to 6 month programs because I'm really focusing on these retreats, because this is my new calling, is to help people in a short amount of time get better and then give you the tools to go home and implement at home. The thing is I'm able to focus way more time, energy on you in this retreat than I can in my office. Level retreat is all about you. So it's using my gifts and my talents that I've been given and serving you in that capacity to get your life and your health back. And I don't take that very lightly. And the last question I get asked is, okay, this sounds really good, Dr. J. Is this for me? Like I said, I have limited spots. I had 10 spots available. I only have a couple left. So please click the link down below or above and click on apply. So it'll take you to a page where you put your information in, schedule time to talk with me. We'll sit on the phone and we'll talk if that's the best thing for you. If it's the right thing for you, come to that retreat right now, or if we need to do something else before the retreat. Not everyone is in the right place to come to that retreat. But I will give you information what the next step is if it's not. And the cost typically to come to this retreat, now this is the part where everyone has to sit back, process this for a minute. The cost of this retreat is usually $3,600. Yep, it's because it's pretty intensive. Food, room, all that stuff's covered. The only thing you need to do is you need to show up, come ready, prepared to be taught and to be served. Right, that's really what's going to happen at these retreats. But what happens is we're no longer doing that retreat center like I told you at the very beginning. We're getting rid of that retreat center, and we're now doing it at my home because me and my wife felt this would be the best place to do it at. And so we are now able to decrease the cost substantially. So it's now $2,800 to come instead of $36,000. Some of you guys might think that's substantial savings, but to me that's massive because we don't have to rent a facility. We don't have to get transportation to the facility. We don't have to do all that stuff. We don't have to do any of that stuff. So we're able, I figured out the cost of this. So this is the cost. So it's $2,800 to come to this retreat for 5 days, working with me and my wife and my team here as we help you get better. So if this sounds amazing to you, I would love to serve you at our next level retreat. So go ahead and click on apply before the spots are all taken because I don't want you to miss out on that. And I look forward to speaking with you on the phone.